Welcome to the Self-Love Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Melanie Monaco, and I hold certifications in intuitive eating, integrative nutrition, feminine energy healing, yoga, and more. My mission is simple: to help women transform their bodies and lives with self-love. I've worked with women all over the world and learned a lot along the way, and I am so excited to share it all with you here. This is a wellness-centric, motivational, and transformational podcast that will give you the tools you need to cultivate more self-love through nutrition, movement, mindset, personal development, spirituality, and beyond. I'm so grateful to have you here. Now let's do this. Hello, friends. We're back. I am so happy to be here with you. Let's find the filter that I want. I want something to make it bright. Okay, there we go. I want you to be able to see everything that's going on. So today, we are going to talk about the one thing that all my successful clients have in common. So these are the clients that reach their goals right on track, right in the timeline that we want them to. They stay motivated and consistent with everything, and they finish the program having achieved everything they want to achieve. And they feel really ready to move forward. They trust themselves, they love their bodies. And the transformations that I see in my programs are phenomenal. And if you want to hear one of them, you should listen to the podcast I released recently. I believe it's episode 15. It's with Julie Rose Romano of Sweet Sparrow Knits. And she was a signature program client. She spent 7 months with me, and we went from, a place where she talked about how she was feeling so unhappy in her skin, so unhappy in her body. She was on the ketogenic diet and suffering through it, and then her whole health totally changed medically, and her body totally changed, and her relationships, and her life is amazing. So also, she's an incredible person. So listen to that podcast episode to hear one of the amazing success stories that one of my clients had. But one of the things that my successful clients have in common, or the thing that they all have in common, is that they started out the program saying yes to themselves. So I hear things a lot like, I don't have time. Even clients who are in my programs or clients who are thinking about joining my programs, I hear this a lot. I don't have time. I don't have the money. It won't work for me. Those are the things I hear the most. And I've had to learn in my personal development, as I've transformed my body, and as I've transformed my life, and as I've transformed my business and built my business from the ground up, is that it's not about not having enough time or enough money. It's about your priorities. So I have, from the start, made pretty big investments in myself, not without a lot of fear and hesitation, but I've done it. I've done it. There was one point where I invested in a business coach. One of my first business coaches, I invested $5,000 in a program, and I was so overwhelmed by this decision that I actually didn't tell my husband, and I had to really, talk to him after that and explain why I did it, and it was a whole thing, and I felt like I was really going crazy and taking such a leap of faith, but I ended up getting all that money back. So the amazing thing about investing in yourself, and what I've learned, is that you always reap the benefits as long as you put in the work. And putting in the work in my programs doesn't look like going on a diet or an exercise program. It's all about learning how to love yourself. And that's really where everything changes. So it's not about not having enough. We need to reframe that mindset, because that's also what's going to keep you from reaching your goals, whether you're in a program or not. It's if you are experiencing life from a place of lack, if you're saying, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, then your actions are going to be in response to that feeling. But if you say yes to yourself and you invest in yourself, you invest time into yourself, you invest money into yourself, you say yes, then that's going to come back to you tenfold. Honestly, no matter what decision you end up making about, maybe you're thinking about signing up for 30 Days to Healthy and Confident, maybe it's another program, maybe it's a job, maybe it's you're moving or a relationship, no matter what you're making a decision about, you're going to say yes to something. You're either going to say yes to the fear, the stagnation, to staying where you are. You're going to logically rationalize staying where you are because the fear of the unknown is so scary. Or you'll say yes to the version of yourself that you want to become, and yes to choosing that vehicle to get you there. So if you're thinking about signing up for 30 Days to Healthy and Confident, which starts on Friday, so you got to hop on it, then that would be the vehicle that you would be saying yes to getting you to a place where you love your body and life. You can also say yes to DIYing it, but it will take you a lot longer if you don't have somebody to help you through. If I hadn't invested in myself with my own wellness coaches and my own business coaches, I wouldn't have the tools that I have. You can Google pretty much everything, but it's really hard to hold yourself accountable to Googling the things or reading about the things, buying the books. And then it's a whole other thing to put them into practice. And when you have somebody to show you where you're lacking and to show you, okay, that's a story you're telling yourself, or that's a belief system that's holding you back. Let's reframe that. Then it makes it move so much faster. It's like you're taking the winding back roads in DIY land, but if you have somebody to help you and guide you, then you're on the freeway, and it makes a world of difference. And honestly, I hate to say this, but if you could have figured it out by yourself by now, you already would have. So if you haven't figured it out, ask for help, seek help, invest in yourself, invest your time in yourself, invest your money in yourself. So let's talk about priorities. I really don't believe that we're ever too busy to do anything, right? It's always a priority. My priority is, going to this workout class, or my priority is going to the grocery store, or my priority is going for a walk, or my priority is sitting on the couch watching Netflix. We're making decisions all the time about our priorities, and even work is a priority. You could just not go to work if you had a job, and you'd just be like, well, you're making something else a priority in that day. So you always have a choice. And some choices are, really good choices. Some aren't. But it is always about your priorities. So let's look at your life and your priorities. What have you in 2019 been making a priority that is no longer serving you? And what can you shift? One of the tools that I love to do with clients who say they don't have time is to actually, I had a client, one of my first clients actually, long time ago. She said she didn't have time to do 5 minutes of stretching in the morning. So we mapped out her minute by minute schedule in her morning time. She's like, well, I can't wake up earlier because I'm barely getting enough sleep as it is. Okay. So she wakes up at 8. She's like, okay, and then I have to have, my coffee and whatever else. Okay. 10 minutes for that. Okay. And then there was a whole 30 minutes before she had to leave to work, or even get ready for work. And I'm like, what are you doing in that time with those 30 minutes? She's like, oh, I'm talking to my roommate. My roommate really wants to talk to me always in the morning. And I'm like, well, do you want to talk to your roommate? And she's like, well, I would really prefer to be taking care of myself. And I'm like, there's your priority switch. We always have time. So map out your time. If you feel you don't have time for health and wellness, for taking care of yourself, for loving yourself in the new year, I want you to really map out your time. And this requires a lot of honesty with yourself. But it's so worth it, because the more that you can be honest with yourself, the more you have the ability to change things and to make adjustments so that your life is actually a reflection of what you want for yourself instead of just habits that are there because of old ideas and coping mechanisms. So look at your time. And it's really honestly the same thing with money. It's like, I mean, and I want to honor that, you know, there's a lot of gaps in finances for people. I know that people are all in different places, and I totally honor that. But it's really important when we're looking at investing in ourselves. You know, my program, I try to make them, you know, totally doable. $6 a day. So where else are you spending $6 a day? Are you getting a Starbucks latte? Are you spending $6? Are you spending $15 on a cocktail? Which, like, I've been used to doing, having lived in New York City until very recently. Like, that's, you know, that's a pretty big investment right there. That can be reallocated. Are you going to Target and buying the $20 dress or $12 dress just because it's cheap? I've been known to do that. So where are you just spending money and then looking at other things and being like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, when really you've been spending that money elsewhere? So it's all about priorities. So the one thing that all of my successful clients have in common is that they say yes to themselves. They look at their priorities and then they make themselves a priority. And this is so powerful because it starts with saying yes to, with my clients specifically, it starts with saying yes to the program. And then they get used to saying yes to themselves and making themselves a priority again and again and again. And then by the end of the program, you know, they can easily navigate through their life, making the decisions that are really honoring their values rather than making decisions out of fear or just being stuck. If you're somebody who's been caught in the idea of like, oh, I know I should go to the gym, I know I should be eating X, Y, or Z, I know I should be doing this, should be doing that. You know, you have to look at where are you spending your time and money and energy, and, you know, what is keeping you back. Instead of saying should, ask why. Instead of saying I should go do this, I should go do that, ask why am I not doing that? And that's going to give you the answer. A lot of these kinds of things, though, that we do in the self-love lifestyle programs require that level of self-honesty. But my friends, it is so worth it. When you are honest with yourself, you can transform yourself on a whole other level, and you can access a whole new space of self-understanding. And when you understand yourself, then you can really make educated choices that are aligned with the person that you want to become. So, my friends, if you don't know already, the signups for 30 Days to Healthy and Confident are closing on Thursday. So today is Monday evening. You have a few more days to sign up, and this is a 30-day program that will help you manifest a body and life that you love in 2020. You get an 8-chapter guide that takes you through everything you need to know about intuitive eating, integrated nutrition, energy healing, mindful movement, and more. And you have accountability through a Facebook group with all the other women in the program, and you get me in your ear, on your screen, in a coaching session, in a call once per week with the other women in the group, so that I help you personally move through any blocks, barriers, ideas to help you reach your goals, so that you can really become the person that you know you're always meant to be. And if you're ready and you want to commit to yourself, I think this is an incredible start. The program starts at just $6 a day. So instead of your glass of wine in the evening, your Starbucks during the day, whatever you're spending your money on, allocate it on yourself. Allocate it to transforming your body and your life. Because if you are not going to do it now, at the start of the new year, at the start of the decade, this is the best time to do it. and everyone's going to be rooting for you in the program. You're going to be so supported, so loved. And the women who did this program in my beta group so loved it that many of them are doing it again. So it's a pretty great program. I'm excited to do it. I'm looking at 2020 with some big goals for my own development, and I'm going to be utilizing everything in 30 Days to Healthy and Confident myself. And I cannot wait for you to join me. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. You can send me a message on Instagram at The Self Love Lifestyle. And if you're ready to sign up for the program, just go to melaniemaunico.com. That's melaniemauniaco.com, and you can find out all the information there and more. So I would love to see you inside the program. I have a few more spaces left, few days left to sign up, but it is limited, so be sure to get on it soon. All right, friends, I will see you tomorrow. If you felt inspired or moved by what you heard today, then be sure to leave a rating and review. I would love to hear what you're vibing with so I can create more incredible content to help you transform your life with self-love. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at The Self Love Lifestyle, on Facebook at The Self Love Lifestyle, and you can also sign up for my mailing list and find free downloads, resources, and more at melaniemaunico.com. That's melaniemauniaco.com. And be sure to subscribe to the Self Love Lifestyle podcast so you never miss an episode. I'll see you next week, my love.